soldier going off to war, a young shepherd standing up against a giant foreign invader, a superhero who fights for good against an evil villain. These may just be a couple images that pop through your mind when I speak of the word courage. And aside for the unrealistic expectations of have a superhero, they're good examples of courage. I'm Stephen McNulty, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about courage and how having some will get you far in life. I'll explain what courage is, how courage can possibly change your life, and how you can start to have courage in your own life. So let me tell you a little bit about what courage is. Courage is standing up for something even in times of fear. According to Merriam-Webster, the definition of courage is a mental or moral strength to venture, persevere, and withstand danger, fear, or difficulty. An example of this would be Rosa Parks. She lived in Montgomery, Alabama, a very segregated, racially divided community. And even on the buses, they had a section for black passengers and a section for white passengers. And it was customary back then for, if the bus got full of white passengers, for some of the black passengers to stand up and from their seats and move to the back of the bus. Rosa Parks was sitting in the front of the black passenger section, and as the bus got full, the bus driver came back and told the people in that row to get up and move on back. Well, Rosa Parks denied that, and for standing up for her belief that she shouldn't have to move, she got arrested, and it started a major boycott in Montgomery of the buses, to where blacks and African Americans wouldn't ride the buses in Montgomery. So her courage started a major part of the civil rights movement back in the 60s. And so now that you know a small example of courage, here's how it can positively change your life. Courage can help you overcome your own fears and bring about positive change in your life and society. When you face some of your fears, you exhibit a little bit of courage each time, and it provides you a foothold for which you can grow and mature. An example of this in my life would be I was considered a walkover, or I always got walked on. People would come up and ask for things, and I'd always comply, even to my own detriment. But once I started to stand up for myself and not allow people to walk over me, I became more confident, and people at work began to take me more seriously. They began to respect me for it. So, and all you really need to do to create change in the world is belief in a cause and courage to see it through. An example of this would be, Christopher Columbus. If he had not believed that the world was round and that there was a passage from Europe to the East, then we wouldn't have a country today. We wouldn't have the West Indies. We wouldn't have America. And another example is in China in 1989. One man stopped a line of tanks from leaving Tiananmen Square. And according to Warren Poland, that man in Tiananmen Square became a universal icon of valor possible in the human soul. He just showed so much courage in just that one man standing in front of the tanks, essentially the People's Republic of China's army. And it took a lot of courage for him to do that. He could have been run over, but he decided to take that chance and stand up for what he believed in. So now you understand what it is and how it changes your life. Here's how you can demonstrate it in your own life. You can show courage, again, like I said, by facing your fears and standing up for what you believe in on a daily basis. Nobody said that to be courageous, you have to be a warrior. It can be small. Former President John F. Kennedy once said, "The courage of life is often less dramatic spectacle than the courage of the final moment, but it is no less a magnificent mixture of triumph and tragedy." And just an example of courage in my own life, again, is just asking my wife to marry me. I never done anything more elaborate or frightening to me in my life, and committing the rest of my life to somebody. But I overcame that fear of rejection and looking like a fool, which is a big fear of mine, and took a chance. I made up this giant gazebo with lights and leaves and flowers, and it's just this beautiful romantic setting. And I sang to my wife, something that I never did for her, nor did in public. So it took courage for me to do that. And then I got down on one knee and asked her to spend the rest of my life with me. And just a little hint, obviously, she said yes. So just taking a little courage and doing things that you haven't done can do wonders for your life. And since now you know what it is to be courageous, let's just kind of review what we talked about. I explained what courage is, how it can positively change your life, and how you can show courage in your own life. Without courage, Sir Edmund Hillary would not have climbed Mount Everest. The Wright brothers probably wouldn't have ever experienced flight on Kitty Hawk. And the United States would not have been a country if it wasn't for the colonists and the early American revolutionists standing up for their beliefs against the British monarchy. Courage is very important, and we all need to have a little bit of courage in our own lives, even in the smallest of situations. So thank you for your time. Hope you all have a good one.